The Honourable Anne Tully.
Pleasure to stand and take a call on this report here today. I want to start by referring to an article in the newspaper this morning about Shona Robb, and she's worked here in Parliament obviously for the Labor Party for 39 years, and she's finally calling it quits and retiring, and we wish her all the best. And she represents a large number of people that give enormous duty here. But I was very interested in some of what she said, obviously at her farewell speech. She started work in the opposition typing pool in September 1976. She said faxes weren't invented and MPs didn't have computers. She said technology, for a start, has changed things hugely. Then it was typewriters and carbon paper, and you ran around the building with a duplicate copy to give to MPs. Now it's done by the press of a button. She said the House runs exactly as it has always run. It's how we do things that's changed. And that resonated with me in relation to the discussion we're having today. And it was part of the discussions that we had at the committee, because the House does run as it has done. We do serious work here. We are elected here to represent New Zealanders. We are here to pass legislation, and we are here to build a healthy, safe and prosperous community for all those people that we represent. We might disagree at times about how we do that, but it is serious business that takes place in this House. But over the years, the way that is done has changed dramatically. And I remember not too long ago a young Nat talking to me about carbon paper. You know, he said, "What is carbon paper? I've never seen carbon paper." And so I think where the committee got to was, as the Attorney-General said, we're not Luddites. Technology is changing the way that we work, and we should acknowledge that and accept that, and we should have rules for the way that we comport ourselves that actually allows for that. But at the heart of it, what we do in this House is serious business, and therefore there has to be some rules that allow us to do that serious business. And I remember making the point that this is a place of work. We work long hours, we work long into the night, and there have been occasions when people have yawned, some people have even fallen asleep in the House, and it is not right, not right then that there should be the ability to make political capital out of that. Because we are, as Chris Hipkins has said, we are human beings, and we have the same frailties as people out in the community. So we might have slightly bigger egos than people out in the community, but we do have those same frailties. The other thing that we discussed that's come through in our recommendations, Mr. Assistant Speaker, is that actually we do need to maintain the public's confidence in this place. And you know, question time is robust, and some of the general debates are robust, and we do disagree with one another, and sometimes we do say things to one another across the House that maybe we might regret later when we see it on the television. But it is a House of robust debate, and so it should be. If we all agreed, there would be something dramatically wrong. But we do need to maintain the public's confidence in the way that this House works. So it is a balance then between allowing the use of technology and bringing the public into the work that we do on a far greater scale than it was done in the days before television and when carbon paper was the norm. And that's to be supported and that's to be welcomed. But at the same time, we need to maintain the gravitas of this place in order to keep that confidence of the public. And that is a balance, and I think that the report that we've presented produces that, it does well to maintain that balance. And then finally, Mr. Speaker, I would say we do need to make sure that we protect one another, and so the warnings in here that you need to think very carefully about what is parliamentary business when you are using that modern technology that is instant. Because once it's gone, once you press that button, it is actually out there and you cannot take it back. And members these days, with a much more litigious public, need to be aware that they could put themselves at serious risk of being sued for defamation, and also could get themselves into serious trouble within this House for issues of contempt. Mr. Speaker, it is a sensible report, as the Attorney-General said. It is a short and concise report, and it's been a very interesting process to work on it, and I commend it to the House.
Mr. Speaker.
Dr. Kennedy Graham.